Hey guys, Dark Meteors here back. Another one of our Bears franchise videos. I've messed with the mic a little bit, so you'll have to tell me how it sounds. I tried to reduce the echo as much as possible. The issue is I'm in a large room with a lot of hardwood floors, and, well, you're going to have some echo when you're in a large room. So, sorry about that, guys. Just kind of have to push forward and, well, deal with it. So last episode we took on the Chiefs and we just absolutely dominated 38-17 for our second Super Bowl win in the series. From our first year, it was that Foles magic. We barely escaped. But with this one, we came through and we just dominated with Clayton Judge, throwing dimes all over the field. So I've done a little maintenance on the league already, which I'm happy with. So let's take a look at the stats. Our yearly awards, we'll kind of go through this quickly. I think we already did at once. Deshaun Watson is your league MVP. Mahomes behind him. And Judge is nowhere to be found, but here's another surprise. Madden just loving Mitchell Trubisky there at number 9. The coach of the year was Thomas Pidou, who took over for the retired Andy Reid and took his team in his first year to the Super Bowl. Still see Demetrius Turner, same thing there. That was a Pete Carroll retiring. We go down. No shockers there. Let's go through the AFC first. Of course, Offensive Player of the Year. Deshaun Watson. Bobby Okereke takes Defensive Player of the Year. Brett Green, the rookie quarterback playing for the Steelers, gets the Offensive Rookie of the Year. Ben Chamberlain, who we thought about drafting before we made the trade for Terrell Edmonds. But looking pretty good there, but the Bills kind of fell down and trying to compete there. Patrick Mahomes gets best QB. Nick Chubb, best running back. Kenny Stills gets best receiver over Tyreek Hill. Best O-line, Quentin Nelson. Nothing we wouldn't expect. Generally the same O-lineman every year. J.J. Watt, who moved over to the Chiefs. Got defensive lineman Myles Garrett behind him. Meekins here, young guy, came in, played some good time. Bobby Okereke is the best linebacker. Best DB, Marlon Humphrey. We boosted Adoree Jackson in his depth trade as well. He was still a normal, I think, which I thought was kind of weird. Best kicker, Matt Gay. Over in the NFC, Tom Brady gets Offensive Player of the Year. Of course, it's Tom Brady. Judge is down here at 7. Defensive player is Kalil Mack, so then the idea is Aaron Donald would get it, but he's an X Factor already, so we didn't have to change anyone because, well, these were all superstar players and above. Offensive Rookie of the Year goes to Cole Bennett, the superstar X Factor receiver for the Rams. Benny Fowler's not too much behind him. Some good talent coming in our division. Chris Benjamin gets Defensive Rookie. As we see, Jawan Goodson down here at 4. Best quarterback, Tom Brady. Judge is right behind him. Best running back, Saquon Barkley. Allen Robinson takes best receiver, so I went ahead and looked at Justin Jefferson. He got a depth trait increase anyway. David Bakhtiari, of course. We got James Daniels in here. He's already a star, so I didn't move him up. There's one I did go through with the 1 sack lineman. And I did move up Sam Parcell to a star. He only gave up 1 sack while he was starting at right guard, so that's pretty good. Aaron Donald takes defensive line. Mack takes best linebacker. Looked at Landry. Landry's already a superstar. Roquan's already a superstar, so. Best DB, Mike Hughes got his upgrade. Sean Murphy Bunting, I did not look at, so we'll have to look at him. And Eddie Pinheiro. So let's look at teams. Let's actually look at individual stats here. Let's look at it from the league standpoint, then we'll kind of evaluate our roster, see from there what we want to do statistically. All right, Deshaun Watson, most yards thrown there. Probably has the most attempts as well. Yeah, almost by 100. Most TDs, Patrick Mahomes goes 44 and 14. Watson goes 40 and 10. Most interceptions by Brent Green, the rookie, but still threw 34 touchdowns. That's big there. Judge went 36 and 15. Completion percentage, quarterbacks. Love came in for a time for a couple of games. But it's going to be Aaron Rodgers with 69 and Patrick Mahomes with 69 completion percentage. So those guys still doing work. Mahomes has the best QBR passer rating with a 112.4. Who took the most sacks? It's, of course, Sam Darnold took the most sacks. Jesus. Baker Mayfield moving over to the Broncos did not have the desired effect. Rushing, most attempts, of course, Zeke gets the most, and he gets the most yards. Saquon's the next one behind him. Almost beat him out by 200 yards. Jesus. Average here for running backs. Derrick Henry has the best, 5.8. Most touchdowns, Nick Chubb. He always gets the ball a lot. And, well, it shows there. Most fumbles was Judge. What's the next? Sonny Michel here is the first back, too. Fumbles there. Break tackles. Zeke at 45. Wow, Derrick Henry's down here at 41. Receiving, most yards is Kenny Stills. Most receptions, Will Fuller with 101. The only one breaking the century mark here. That's a lot. We see the... I think Brian Fuller was a rookie this year. And it's already turned over to give them 1 year experience. He's going to be good for them. Average per game goes Devontae Adams. Most TDs goes to Tyreek Hill, of course. Kenny Stills is behind him. Jamison Crowder. Longest was 96 yards to Dante Pettis. Russell Gage is behind here with 94. Best lineman, I would say, is Tyron Smith. He only had 700 snaps, though. The next one would be Nate Davis. Probably has one of the highest snap counts in the league. Austin Bly is up there as well. Pretty good lineman there. Defense. Roquan Smith leads the league in tackles. In total tackles. Solo tackles goes to Logan Wilson. Miles Jack behind him. Assisted goes to Terrell Edmonds. Tackles for loss goes to Chris Benjamin. Aaron Donald in there with 16. Sacks, Aaron Donald would technically lead the league if not for Kalil Mack. Mack has 24 sacks, I believe it is. Interceptions shared between Marlon Humphrey and Adoree Jackson. Best coverage, Eric Kendricks probably playing that middle, and AJ Bouye. Okay. Forced fumbles, Marlon Humphreys. And he has one of the highest fumble recoveries. Here's all your guys with kick blocks. You saw there, Terrell Edmonds is in there. Safeties, Bradley Chubb, Kawan Short, D Fort's in there. Touchdowns, let's go through this pretty quickly. There's going to be a long list. Kicking, of course, Eddie Pinheiro, automatic because, well, the player's automatic. Punting, most punts, Mitch Wisnowski. He also has the most yards. Highest average dose goes to Townsend, but he only kicked 3 times, so Hecker takes that with 54.5. Net average, Hecker takes that one as well. Blocked punts, there it is. Inside the 20. Oh, Sam Martin's the best punter. There. Best kick returner. We take it out fairly a lot. Tariq Cohen touchdown. That should give you an idea there. Punt return, Tyreek Hill. He also has a touchdown. And that will be your stats. So let's evaluate what our roster look like. Clayton Judge. 63 completion percentage, 275 average, a 97.4 rating. That's decent. To 22 sacks. With 36 and 15, it's not bad, but not exactly good. Rushing, David Montgomery, probably his best year so far, if I was not mistaken. Oh, 2019, he had 889. So, with us using him, it's about a 700-yard back. 7 touchdowns, 6, 8. I don't know if we're going to bring him back. Tariq Cohen, for me, is more of a passing type of guy. And then Judge had a $190. Receiving, Allen Robinson did work. So did Denzel Mims. Remember, when we brought in Mims, I don't think he played 2 snaps for the Jets last year. So, I mean, comes in, 67 receptions, 946 yards, 7 TDs. Playing good. Let's look at Allen Robinson from a stat perspective. He had 872 last year because he was injured for a portion, which kind of derailed our season. We had 4,000 in our first season going with Foles. Foles and Mitch. So, I mean, he only got better. Darnell Mooney, in his second year, playing in the slot more in this offense. 886, 6 touchdowns, 81 receptions. Okay. We brought in Njoku, which was a big addition. Tariq Cohen with 4 touchdowns, 540 yards. Cole Kmet in there with 2 touchdowns. I mean, pretty good receiving. All right. Tolbert gave up 7 sacks, but he's not like a long-term solution at left tackle. I don't think he has the length. He's better at right tackle, I think. Yeah, he's better at right tackle. I think it would be. Daniels playing at left guard was good. Sam Parcell came in, played really well. This was kind of shocking with him playing right guard there. Jermaine Ifedi's playing out on right, gave up 3 sacks. But he's 29, so he's going to be regressing some. But he's a good reserve guy. And then Cody Whitehair, we need to figure out what we're going to do at center. He's going to start regressing as well. But I think Whitehair has a couple good seasons in him. We do have Owen Peterson that can play any of the guard or center positions in case we have some injuries. Defense, Roquan Smith, of course, doing work. I'm going to end up, let's do this right now. Edmonds is going to be our middle linebacker. And he's going to stay our middle linebacker here. Let's say in the offense, in the offseason, he bulked up a little bit at 237. Actually, not 237. 237 is even more than Roquan. I thought Roquan was in the 240s. So he bulked up to like 228. So bulked up 10 pounds. Well, Goodson did pretty well as a rookie coming in playing that slot. Jaylon Johnson has been playing absolutely stellar. Eddie Jackson going into his 7th season played well, but we're gonna have to look for guys kind of come in and play. Kyle Fuller's 31 years old. Hooker, we pretty much have him locked in. That strong safety, we might have to, if we find a strong safety we like, we may push Hooker out to that free safety position. He's got decent zone coverage. Man coverage could use a little work, but pretty decent. What's his tackling? His tackle is 80. I mean, in this hybrid defense, you really have a lot of Eddie Jackson up in the box as opposed to the strong safety, which is kind of weird in this offense. Mack breaking his own record again, 24.5 sacks. We have decisions on Goldman. Josh Sweat is another decision I'm unsure what we're going to do with. He played pretty well. But kind of see what we end up doing. Nichols played pretty well when he did play. Vildor as well. Quinn, we're going to have to cut part ways. Because that's 7 tackles, 1 tackle for loss, and what? 245 snaps? Sweat played 3 times as many snaps, forced 2 fumbles, 34 tackles, and 8 sacks. 8.5 sacks. So, I mean, Sweat's definitely the future here. So, we got to figure out what to do with after Hicks. Interceptions, Eddie Jackson, of course. Just doing Eddie Jackson things. Best coverage, though. Kyle Fuller playing best coverage corner out there. So that is something not to laugh at. I did like our punting. Our punting was pretty well done. Since it is a Super Bowl and we did turn off scouting, we need to turn it back on to manual. Let's take weekly training to manual so we don't miss it when we go over. Everything else is manual. You see, you can kind of see what it is here. Minimum roster size 46. Normal. So anyone can relocate. We haven't had a relocation happen, but we haven't went into the off season. Yeah, let's look at our roster as it stands right now. I did raise Parcell up, so that's one thing. Parcell will probably be playing that right guard position. Tolbert could be the one that moves over to right guard. I don't know what we're going to do with Fetty, but I know we're going to spend a draft pick on a tackle, more than likely. I like our receivers. I don't know what we're going to do at running back. Not decided. Defense, I'm probably going to keep this together as much as possible. We'll kind of see what we come up with. Remember, we did franchise tag Fuller, I think. So that was one thing we had to do. All right. View retirements, then we'll see firings here. Okay, Rick Wagner, Richard Sherman, KJ Wright, Ndamukong Suh, Richie Incognito, Jason Kelsey, who moved over to the Giants, Marcel Darius, Harrison Smith, who moved away from the Vikings from Minnesota, went over to the Steelers, now retiring. Pouncey and Villanueva, those are two big ones. Marcus Gilbert came on short. Marvin Jones, Earl Thomas finally retires. Ben Jones, Melvin Ingram, okay, Brian Bulaga, Atkins, Golden Tate, Rashawn Melvin, Kiko Alonso. I was really big on Kiko Alonso, but he just struggled. He was great early on his first 2 years, and then really fell off from there. I don't know if it was off the field issues. I don't remember what the issues were. Nate Solder, Kelvin Beachum, Eric Kush. Phillip Rivers retires after 19 years. So that is your retired list. Your released. What? They released Kenny Stills? What? Okay. Daquan Jones is interesting. Ooh, Latavius Murray is interesting too. Van Jefferson? What? Oh, okay. We're going to make our cuts here as well in this week. I should have probably done it last week. Got the Freeman. Kind of looking through here. Ben Neiman, that's a shocker. Neiman played pretty well this season. Cameron Brate, okay, didn't see that one coming either. Okay, so here's your firing. Sean McDermott of the Bills, Hal Shanahan, Sean Payton. So those are your three coach firings there. We'll see what they end up doing. Okay, it's the re-sign period. That's why the re-sign's there. If we're going to make any cuts, we're going to make them here. So let us see what we have for negotiation. We're going to upgrade players later. Demetrius Coleman. I particularly like Coleman. He can be a reserve guy, good speed, decent catching, but he's asking for a lot. I don't think did we draft Coleman? No, he is off someone's practice squad. We have Eddie Goldman, who's 29. Let's look at the regression first. I always forget about player regression. Let me look at that. Stats? I know there's a menu. Player regression, here it is, my team. Eddie Goldman only went down 3. Okay. Robert Quinn took a huge hit. Jesus. Kyle Fuller, only 8. It's not bad. Kalil Mack took 12. Of course, it's Kalil Mack. Eddie Jackson only took 3. Wow, okay. Great season by him. Tariq Cohen is starting to be hit with it at 28. Okay. Whitehair only went down 6. Wow, that's a shocker. Only 6. Affetti went down 2. Keem Hicks went down 12. Although he looks pretty good. Okay, so let's do our re-signings. Now that he's only went down 2, I'm fine with this contract. Ooh, that cap room I'm not okay with. Is it time? Is it time to move on? That's fine. I don't want. He's not interested. With the cap space issues, Hines wants 3 million. Montgomery wants like 4. Okay, we're not gonna go with Hines or Higdon. We're gonna draft a running back. Josh Sweat, 4 years. That's not a fair offer by any means. At all. So let's make this what would be a fair offer. Which would be like do a 2-year, $6 million deal. Okay. Reynolds. Honestly, if I had to pick between Reynolds and Coleman, he's 23. I'd probably pick Reynolds. But I'm not going to sign either of them. Jesper Horsted, he's a reserve guy. I will give him what would be the veteran minimum. 2 years. Nothing special. We're going to move on here. Well, it's not cheap. Let's move. Same thing with Coleman. I'm just going to move on from Coleman. What to do here? Now, we can start Nichols in that middle spot. The biggest thing is letting Eddie Goldman go and not actually getting draft picks or anything is my issue. $10 million over 2 years, though. Ouch. David Montgomery would be about $5 million a year. That's $10 million into our backfield. It's over 3 years. It comes down to it. You know what? I'm fine with this. A $5 million deal. Just about what that is. People take it. Okay, Will. Which means we're going to move. We're going to make our cuts right now as well. Maybe we sign Eddie Goldman. I don't know. Let's do this from the salary window. Those are all 0. Those don't matter. Iggy is in 1. We wouldn't save much. I want to keep Shelly. With Pierce, we wouldn't save much. But I might draft someone else, honestly. Komet has to be paid next year. Jesus. And Jaylon. And Darnell Mooney. Yikes. And Mims. Yikes, man. Okay, we're going to move on from David Blau. Let's look at this from a position standpoint. Make it easier. Lions won't be on the roster, so it won't matter. We don't have a fullback. We're not cutting Allen Robinson. That's just dumb. Fine there. We're gonna keep. We have Horsted on the roster, so that's fine. Hambright doesn't give us much. Hambone. White hair. Give us $3 million. I'd rather just stick with white hair at center. Felix isn't going to give us much anyway, so there's Marks and Offetti's off the roster. I'm going to keep Hicks. You know what? I think we just go with Nichols and not sign any Goldman. We see what Bilal Nichols can do. It's time for the boy to show up. That's what it comes down to. It's time for the man to show what he's got. It's time for it. Little Mack. Gibson wouldn't give us much. I guess Gibson's decent depth. Same thing with Iggy. It gives me some leeway back, but not much. What's his contract for next year? $16 million. Cap hit is 17. We get what? 10 back? I'm fine with that. I'm fine with the fact that we do this, but we're not getting anything back from that. I'm fine with that. Fuller's still going to be the one on the outside. Brooks isn't going to be on the roster. I personally like Wilder better than Brooks. Okay. Joe, Well, we can have our kickers go until the break, until they break, essentially. Okay, which means we will not re-sign Eddie Goldman. We have a DT. We could sign him and then trade him. That is a valid point. That's a valid point. Which teams do in real life all the time. Typically, it's a franchise tag. Let's see where cap space is. We take a cap hit. You know what? Let's do it. Let's see if he'll sign, and we're gonna trade. He's gonna test it out anyway. What's the franchise tag? $21 million. Jesus. All right, Eddie Goldman's gonna test the market, and I'm not franchising that. Jesus Christ. Like, I thought Kyle Fuller was ridiculous. That is ridiculous. Wow. All right. See who goes into free agency. Kareem Hunt. Let's look at this by possession. Daniel Jones. Okay. Drew Lock. What does Stafford want? 4 million? Mariota wants 10 though. I feel like developmental QB would be good. Okay, I'm actually glad I re-signed David Montgomery. Yeah, I'm actually really glad. Yeah. How fast is Cordell Patterson? Still 91. We can bring the man back. You know what? Let's do it. Bring the man back for a 1-year deal. Wish you would tell me. Let's look at our roster. Do I feel confident with Seth Williams? No, I do not. Okay. So we'll need another running back. I'm going to draft one, probably. Maybe another receiver. We need another tight end. I'll have to decide who's going to start there. Maybe one corner. Let's see what the safety market's like. We have a first, 2/3, fourth, fifth, 2/6, 3/7. Okay. So pretty much we're signing for depth. If I were to do something, I would bring in Matthew Stafford. A 1 year, $5 million deal. Wow, no one's going for Madison. Okay. Benny Snell. I was always big on Benny Snell. Let's bring him in as a reserve guy. But for 4 years? I don't know about that. Yeah, for that much money, I don't know about that. Good here. Receivers. Conley. Josh Reynolds. Kenny Stills down here. Oh, he took a huge hit at 31 years old. No wonder. Van Jefferson got released, which is very weird too. Just didn't pan out here. Deshaun Hamilton's down there. There's a Sharp. Von Williams. Jalen Hurd, yeah. Damian Ratley. Kind of looking for someone that come in, could be good, but is a reserve guy. Ooh, Dawson Knox having a lot of people playing for him. Let's go with. Do we bring back Adam Shaheen? How is Shaheen's blocking? Not great. Those braids. Great. Connor Conklin. We might draft a tight end too. I'm not seeing one I'm all that big on. Josh Oliver? No. Eifert block? Not really. What Jack Doyle? Jack Doyle can block. Catch. The 3 tight end sets would be great. If you have an injury, 2 tight end sets. But I'd rather draft someone probably. Okay, left tackle, DJ Fluker is getting a lot of attention. Eric Fisher isn't. All about that. Cardiff's here. Ooh, Jack Conklin. That would be a good one. Doga. That's a lot, though. Michael Brockers is in here. Ryan Kerrigan. Okay, Eddie Goldman of the Steelers. Lions are in there? Okay. Ioannidis? Okay. A lot of play for it. Bringing snacks would be nice, but I don't know. I think we're gonna end up saving a lot of this cap space in the end. Unless I see someone that pops out at me. Justin Houston. Wow, Jarrell Casey still playing. Cleveland Farrell. Bringing some competition here. Maybe Dietrich Wise. Maybe we bring in Michael Brockers. Rashawn Gary leaving the Packers. Okay. Jamie Collins. Nick Foles, the Packers. That's very Packer-like. You know, Ferguson. Mario Davis. He's on the downswing. And I feel fine over there. Jonathan Jones, Pat Pete, Desmond Trufant. Ooh, Kendall Sheffield is out there. Bradbury. I'll look through this. I don't see anything that be like, I need these guys. Jalen Thompson. Okay. Jonathan Abram. Get someone to play. Justin Evans, that's not bad. Can I get someone to play who just isn't as fast anymore? What's Pat Pete? Pat Pete still has the speed. What about Trufant? Trufant doesn't have the speed. If I were to change someone, it would be probably MJ Stewart or Joe Hayden. We've brought in Joe Hayden before. I just don't see anyone that would be big. That would help us right now. That wouldn't be a burden on us in the future. Like Matheson be fine, but I'm gonna probably draft someone. Yeah, I'm just gonna draft. We're just gonna kind of try to develop what we have. It's the best way that I can. Who's Cleveland Farrell? Is this the one? Is this the one that was drafted by the Raiders? I don't think so. Could be. What? Yep. So we're gonna bring in Stafford to back up Judge, and I'm gonna bring back Cordell Patterson for kick returns. I just don't. I don't feel satisfied for what we have. Cordell said yes, so Matt Stafford. So we have those. Let's see what's on the scouting. Ooh, if Julian Sutton falls. Strong arm, 21 years old. We can develop him. Great. He is elusive. I don't think Barrett will be there. He's intriguing. Okay. Evan Andrews, Akron. Newkirk. FAU. Ron Clifford. Boise, I don't know about that. Our backs normally have like good combine grades, which is very weird. Oklahoma State. Out of Texas. Cruz could maybe do what I need. Ooh! Winters? Winters. He's the one right there. Good bench press, probably good at blocking. Good possession. Good jumping. He's fast. This could be it right there. At Notre Dame, good bench press, but the late first round and none of the tackles really like jumping out at me. Wow. Yeah. Eric Amaya would be good. I think he would be good as well. Right guard, this guy, Tucker Cox, looks decent for a reserve guy. Boy, so does Noah Foster. At right tackle, just a whole bunch of nonsense. I don't see anyone that could particularly hold it. Not a good line class by any means. Russia, LSU. Let's take a look at him. Kid could hit out to the outside. These guys are more interior rushers than anything. These are like nose tackles. And there are tons of nose tackles. And this is why we just let Eddie Goldman walk. Get tons of nose tackles. The outside, Keelan Huntington Or Keenan Huntington looks good. He's a run stopper. Good bench press. He looks good. I'm sorry, he looks absolutely fantastic. CPU looked at middle linebackers because it's not satisfied with our middle linebackers. Kevin Black here looks like a good reserve guy. Wouldn't mind having Nelson Harris either. That looks like a stud too if he falls. We're just going to have to pick best available and see if anyone falls. Okay, run stopper. The Georgia Tech. Nah, not feeling big on that. Goodwin looks good. Caleb Glover was a guy that's possibly going to fell. Okay, let's kind of see where some of the free agents have went. We got our signings. Kareem Hunt's going to the Jets. Cole Harbin to the Washington football team. Ooh. Hudson going back to the Steelers. Ioannidis. Eddie Goldman goes to the Steelers. Goes Jonathan Jones. Jack Conklin goes to the Lions. That's a good one. Hunter Renfrow. Ronald Jones going back. Brandon Graham. Justin Houston to the Packers. That's going to be something to have issues with. Andy Isabella going to help out Mitch. Kendall Sheffield back to the Falcons. Daniel Jones goes to the Lions, so he will likely be your starting quarterback in Detroit. Jack Lawson there. James Bradbury, that's a good pickup for the Packers. Luke Ridder to the Rams. Drew Lock to the Bucks. Robbie Gould to the Packers, so we'll see him twice. So who's still left? King bids. Duke Johnson. Steven Sims now. Tony Pollard. Pat Pete. Dante Pettis. Alexander Madison going. Ooh, if he went to the Bucks, that would be a crazy one. Riley Ridley. The Bills? Okay. I can see that happening. Let's go another week. We have a lot of players we need to re-sign next season. So I don't want to spend a lot of long-term. Ellis is going to do it. Lock. Fast. If he falls, maybe. $6'2", 183. It looks pretty good. What Childs? Nope. Let's look at halfbacks later on. Ooh. Jaden Sloan. There's some good power backs later on. There's some good backs to begin with later on. Jesus. Okay. Stage 4. Or we only have 10,000 in the bank here. So I don't think we're going to draft one. This elusive back. Ivory, no. Look at this one. Out of Rutgers, Jesus. Jesus, some of these guys are going to be good. Let's look at receivers later on. He's 5'11". He's 6'2". There's one that's physical. Ooh. I might like him. Okay, so we are in the draft. Just like I normally do, I'm going to go through all of the teams. Make sure teams specifically have balanced lines, balanced defenses, so we don't have any wonky things where a team ends up drafting doesn't have a right guard, but it has 2 left guards, and it drafts a right guard just because it thinks it doesn't have one. So I'm going to go through all the rosters. I'm going to do the maintenance with that, fix them, and then I will be right back.